So what all business scenario we are going to cover? So here you can see. So in this investment banking customer onboarding system, so this particular system will allow customer to create account, to check and update member details. Member can do login, they can reset their credential. First customer will go to company portal and they will sign up, so using sign up option. So everything like here, all of most of the our API will be integrated with front end, like our source system will be front end. Okay, and our target will be different system like Salesforce, database, and other systems will be there. Third party API will be there, as our target system, but our source system will be mostly our source system will be front end. Sometime it will be scheduler based also. Okay, so customer will go to front end, they will select sign up option, and they will create account by providing their basic details. So what all details they will provide? So same details we need to pass in our API. Okay, so when we will create our API, at that time we'll see like how to create request structure and response structure. Okay, so that discussion we will do. Then once customer complete successful member registration, they can log in using login username and password. They can using login option. Okay, there they will provide username and password. In case customer forgot the login details, they can utilize forgot password and forgot username option. So there they can call our API, front end will call our API to forgot username and password of customers. During customer logging, they will receive an OTP on their mobile, which we need as a part of login process. So they need to verify their account, then only they will able to do login. After successful login, customer can view member detail. So to view member detail, again MuleSoft will create API. So using that API, front end will display customer or member details update, so they can update their details also, and they can reset their credentials also. So this kind of functionality we will have in this particular process. Now here you will able to see flow diagram. Okay, so in this flow diagram, is it clear to everyone, like it's visible to everyone? I hope it's visible to everyone. So
Yes, Ravi.
yeah, so here you can see like we have few sets of API divided based on functionality. So on onboarding functionality, like he will do registration, then customer operation, he can reset credential, he can forgot credential, customer logging, then customer can view their details, can update their details, and then we have data sync, like all the customer data will be synced from Salesforce to database for different purpose, like for analytics purpose, they want to see customer like customer operation. Based on that, they can suggest some, they can give some offer, or they can identify who all are golden customer. So for those analytics and all, they need set of data in database. So that's why we will have one set of process here to sync data from Salesforce to database. Other process are interacting from front end. So process will start from here. So customer will come to front end, he will select registration option, and then once he will fill all these detail, and once he will click on submit, then it will call our registration API. Now this registration API will be divided into three parts. So here we are going to follow API led architecture, and that is like one of the best way of developing our API. So that API led architecture we'll see soon, like how we will divide our API into three layers. So using that API led architecture, our reusability, code reusability will increase, and whenever there will be any functionality break, it will break only few business logic. It will not impact our like entire application. Only few functionality will break if there will be something wrong in one place. Okay, so that is the advantage of API led architecture, and we will follow that API led architecture. So we will, whatever API you can see here, all the API will be divided into three layer and three API. So one will be experience API, another one will be process API, then we will have system API. Okay, then system API will call this external system. So which API will interact with which external system, you can see in this diagram. So registration will happen in Salesforce, so the data will be inserted in Salesforce. One registration will be done, that data will be synced to database. When there will be lots of other operation in Salesforce, that data will be synced to database. Then once registration will, during registration process only, this registration API will call send OTP API or send email API. This one is here, so this will be connected with send email API also. So during registration they will send one link to customer email or mobile. Customer need to click on that link, then only this customer account will be validated. Okay, so here you can see list of API we will have in this project. Okay, for each API I will provide you document and detailed description, and then for few API like this registration, send OTP, send email, then reset credential, few API I will develop and few API you will develop. Okay, so these all are external system. We have Salesforce, third party SMS gateway API, third party SMTP server, then we will have third party API to get JWT token and all. We will have Salesforce, we will have object store. Object store is not mentioned here, but we will have object store also. Okay, so these all are external system we will have. Then we will have VM also, VMQ. Okay, so this is like our high level flow diagram, what all things we are going to cover and how many API we are going to develop, or you can say these all are mule application or API. Okay, now here you can see this API landscape diagram, this API. So this is our API led architecture. Okay, so this first layer is experience layer. So this layer we develop to expose our API to different experience system. Experience system means mobile application, web application, maybe that client has some internal application for their employees. Okay, for example, if you are working on any resource domain, then every employee used to have one device. There they used to get customer detail. Whenever they go to they will go to customer sites, they will carry out that device and they can use that device to like to do some operation like registration or whatever operation they will do. So there can be some different device also. Okay, so based on experience system we will create experience API. Here you can see for this mobile application we have this experience API, mobile customer experience API. Here we will have one set of API related to customer, and for web also we will have same set of API, but there will be some difference while connection. So this mobile application may need different set of data. For this web application may need different set of data. For example, here I am calling view customer detail. So when we are calling this view customer detail from mobile application, it need only few data like 5 set of fields. It will not, in mobile application customer will not able to see their entire detail, only he will able to see only basic details. but if you want to see full detail, then he need to go on web application. So for this web application, view customer API will contain all set of data. Okay, so in this way there will be some difference. There will be some difference on this experience API, and we will have different experience API for different experience system or external system. Next, process layer. So process layer is intermediate of experience layer and system layer. Okay, and here we apply all the business logic. Okay, so what all business logic we will apply, that we will discuss later on. Based on API, we need to see what all business logic we need to apply. Okay, now this process layer will interact with system layer, and system layer will be responsible to connect with different experience system. Okay, system layer will connect with different experience system. Process layer we will apply all the business logic, and it will be intermediate of experience and system layer. Experience layer we use to develop API to expose it to different external system. Okay, so this is our API led architecture, and we divide whatever API we will have, we will divide into 3 layers. Now you will say what advantage we are getting here. So you can see here we have one disadvantage. For single API we are developing 3 API, so definitely it will take more development time. But here we will have lots of advantage also. For example, this API need some system API developed here. So this API directly can call that system API. Otherwise, if we will not call this system API, same functionality we need to develop here also. Okay, so if this API needs some functionality which is already developed in this system API, this process API can call this system API directly. So there will not be any duplicate work. So whatever work you did, if this process API will not able to communicate with this, then we need to do same work here. So which in that case we need to do duplicate work. So slowly, once your project will keep growing, you will get lots of advantage of this. First thing, you can reuse components from one place to another place. Second advantage, if there will be any issue with this particular system API, only this API will be impacted, or whatever API calling this particular system API, only those API will be impacted. Other API or other functionality will keep working. So that will be second good advantage. If there will be any code break, it will affect only limited functionality. It will not make down entire application. Okay, that is second advantage. First advantage, we can reuse components. Okay, so this API led architecture is nothing but it's a microservice architecture. In microservice architecture also, what we do, we used to we divide our module into separate component, and we can reuse that component in multiple places. Okay, so hope everyone clear with this API led architecture. Now these all are set of API we are going to develop. So here you can see this particular application, this is our Mule application. So this Mule application will contain this many of API or this many of resources. Okay, so there will be customer registration XP API, customer login XP API, customer reset credential XP API. So this many of API we are going to, this many of experience API we are going to develop in this particular Mule application. Okay, same way you can see here we have multiple Mule application and we have set of APIs we are going to develop. So number of API we have, including all these 3 layers, we have 43 API. Okay, now one thing I want to make it clear, many places, many projects you will see they are terming this particular application as a API but I am terming this particular thing as a API. Okay, many like I even for this also in different project and different places, they will term in different way, but you need to understand. So here, this is my mule application. I created one mule application. Inside that application, for different functionality, I developed different API. So I am terming this as a API. For send email, we will have one API. For send email message, we will have one API. For sending mobile message, we will have one API. Send email, message email, verify. Wait. Send message system API. Okay, so this many of API and application we are going to develop, and then these all our external system what we already discussed: Salesforce, database, object store, third party external system, email API, and front end system. These all are external or source system we have. Okay, fine. So this is all about our project. If anyone has any doubt, then you can ask. Then if everything is okay, then we will start with our software setup and account setups. If you have any doubt, quickly you can ask.
Most of the MySQL database is in SQL.
Sorry, we will use MySQL. Yeah, MySQL server.
Ravi sir, will you be using any third-party federated identity management for verifying?
We will use JWT token.
So that will connect to something like Okta or some.
Yeah, so there will be means third party system. They will provide us token.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So I think everyone good till this point. So now let's move to software and all we need for this project. So that I have. So whatever document I am creating and I am using, everyone will get on Git. So I will tell you how I will share on Git and how you will upload, how you will download.
That will also include the functional design document that you were just showing me, right, sir?
Yes. Without functional design document, how you will work? That will be
Yeah,
different.
because I like to have a printout.
Yeah, all documents will be there. Functional design document and other documents, everything will be there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now here you can see list of softwares we need. Okay, and list of account we need. So before going to develop our API, we will do all this setup one by one. So first you need Anypoint platform account. So today I am going to develop one dummy account, but actually means I will create one account, but that account I will not use for training, since that account will be valid for 1 month. So my training will go for 1.5 month. So after completion of these two session, first session and second session, then I will create account and then I will use for that. I will use that account. So at the end of this training, my account will be active. Otherwise, last day my account will be deactivated and then I will not able to use whatever API I will develop. I will not able to use. But today I will show you how to create account. It's not very difficult. So first you need to go on anypoint.mulesoft.com. So URL, okay, I haven't shared. Let me share in this document, and I will share this document by at the end of today's session. Okay, so you need to go on anypoint.mulesoft.com. Okay, in my case actually I did multiple time login, so it's coming to directly login page. But in your case, if you haven't used this software, you will reach to this page. Okay, here you will come, you need to select login page, or maybe let me give this URL. Using this URL you will reach to this page directly. Okay, so using this URL you will reach to this place. So this is Anypoint platform account where we will get everything, where we will create RAML, where we will deploy our code, where we will apply all the policy and all. So this is a kind of MuleSoft server, okay, where you can deploy or manage your application. Okay, for development we will use Anypoint Studio, that I will explain later. So first thing you need to do, you need to create an account. Here you need to select this sign up option, and here you need to provide your detail. So let me provide my detail. Okay, then phone number, company, if you don't want to give, put any username. Here I am giving any random username since I will not use this account. Let me give anything. So what I am doing, every time I used to create in this format, so I used to give some prefix and then month name and then year name, since this account will be valid for 1 month. So since every month I have to create account, even you will join any company, so you will have some personal account also, so better put month and year at the end, so like you will able to keep creating multiple. So whenever you will create next account, email ID you can use same, mobile number you can use same, but this ID should be different. Every time you need to change this ID. Okay, so password, let me give anything. Okay, okay, let me use some logical password, otherwise okay, then select this, I am not a robot, I agree, accept. Invalid password. Okay, okay, so here once you will complete your login, it will ask about enable MFA. So this is multi-factor authentication. So what will happen, you can select this option or you can discard. So let me explain this option also, what you need, what you can do here. So you can secure your API using some password or token. So what you need to do, so here one time password generator you can select, click on add, and then it will give you one QR code. So you need to scan this QR code, and what it will do, it will download one application, that is Microsoft authentication application. So I already downloaded, so I can simply scan this QR code. Let me scan. So I already scanned. For me this authenticator is already there, but in your case it will ask you to install, or you can simply download. Before going to this step, you can install Microsoft Authenticator. Let me put in this list. So this app you need to install. Okay, once you will install this app, you will get code like this. Okay, so just now I scanned that particular QR code, so I already got one code. Okay, and this code will be keep refreshing in every 1 minute. Okay, so I have that code and I need to insert this code to register, and from second time onward, whenever I will log in, it will ask for that code. Okay, so my code is 826042. Here you can connect with multiple device also. I connected with one device and done. Now next time onward, whenever I will log in my account, it will ask for one OTP, and that OTP I will get from this app. Okay, so this 6-digit OTP I will get from this app, and this OTP will keep refreshing in every 1 minute. Okay, so now I configured that one. If you want to remove that like whatever setting you did, if you want to remove, you need to go it here again and you need to delete this one. Whatever authentication you will use, you can delete it from here. For now I will not delete it, and I will go to home page. Okay, so this is home page of Anypoint platform. So here you can see Design Center. So inside Design Center you will develop your RAML and you can develop your Mule application. So here whatever Mule application means, in actual, like when you will go for project, then we should not develop our Mule application inside Design Center, since Design Center will have limited capability. So generally, like we are developing demo application and all inside Design Center. Actual implementation we do inside Anypoint Studio. Okay, next, Exchange. So similar to Confluence, similar to Git repository, MuleSoft has their own exchange where you can maintain all the MuleSoft resources. Okay, it's a center repository for MuleSoft. So here you can store RAML, connectors, templates, API, all those things you can store here, and you can share within organization and outside of your organization. Okay, this is kind of center repository. Then Anypoint Studio software. So this software we are going to use for development purpose. So we will download. I will tell steps of download just after explanation of all this thing. Then we will go for download. Here we have data graph. So this one is included recently, even I haven't used. So I think 1 month back only this particular thing included. Till this point I haven't explored. Okay, so I need to check. But apart of that, we have management center. So in management center, like we will manage our API. Okay, so what all things we can do here, one by one we will see. Access manager, access management. Here you will create user, you can give permission, so all those kind of thing you will do inside access management. API manager, here you can apply policy, security, SLA, all those things you can apply here. Runtime manager, so here you can deploy your application and you can manage your application. In visualizer, you will able to see how your APIs are connected with each other. Okay, then monitoring. Monitoring means how you will okay, so once you will deploy your application, then you need to monitor your application, like how many requests are coming, how many threads are every minute, how many threads are means how many threads are getting used. Okay, how many CPU is getting used. Okay, how many like memory is getting used. So all those kind of analysis you will get inside monitoring. And inside secret manager, you can manage your public key and SSL certificates and all. Okay, so here few things we will discuss in detail, like API manager and runtime manager. These two we will have detailed discussion later on. Okay, so this is all about like what all capability we have inside Anypoint platform. Now we will go for Anypoint Studio download. So you need to click on this option. Here it will ask which operating system you are using. For me right now I am using Mac, so I will select Mac, but if you are using Windows, then you will select Windows. Anyhow, from day 2 onward I will also use Windows only. So from day 2 onward we will be sync. Then your job title, you can put any or whatever you want to put, or if you are working then you can put your company name, that is not a problem. Then select this option and click on download. Once you will click on download, this software download process will start. Okay, so here it's asking me to save, but I have already, I will not save. So your download will start. Okay, I have, so I will not download. Now this is all about your Anypoint platform setups. Okay, so here we will download software to develop our API, and we already created account to manage or deploy our Mule application. Okay, hope everyone clear with this. If anyone has any doubt, let me know.